He was brutally, violently attacked. It was apparent that there must have been quite the struggle. I think we likely do have the suspect in this footage somewhere. We aren't going to stop. You're going to get caught.
I was his older brother, but he became my big brother. The house didn't want to be disturbed with him, so he would go out and end up at the coffee shop and get himself something and, you know, usher in the new morning. Quite often, quite early in the mornings that he would do that. But like a 7-Eleven is open all the time, so it was a place that he could go. And the people there got to know him and almost expected him to show up in the mornings.
They usually serve breakfast around 7:30 a.m. And on this morning, Harvey was up early and decided to go and get a drink before breakfast. And so we think he left the house around 5 a.m. From that 100 block of Homicide Road, and he walked through Herbert S. Sears Park towards the 7-Eleven. He got to 7-Eleven and bought himself a drink, and we think that drink was purchased at about 5:25 a.m. on June the 12th, 2024. When he left 7-Eleven, he went through the park the same way that he would have came there before, following the path, and as he approached Fairhaven School, he was attacked. One witness believes they saw 3 suspects or potential suspects flee the area. It was a violent attack. It seems to be an unprovoked attack, and Harvey was left for dead.
So that morning that call came in, and I was up that day, that early, and I just I just didn't want to sink in that this had actually happened. And, you know, well, maybe he just is in rough shape and he'll pull through it, but went immediately into the hospital and realized that it was far different than that.
Because this attack was so violent, there would be a significant amount of blood transfer that would have gone from Harvey onto the suspects. And so that means that there were people that needed to change their clothes, they needed to wash. So if anybody can think of, you know, the morning of June 12th, someone they know, a family member of theirs, their son, their daughter, somebody mentioned seeing something, somebody having to change their clothes, blood-soaked clothes, wash their hands, you know, a sense of urgency. When we pulled all the surveillance footage, we could see that it was an active night. It was an active area. There were lots of people walking around. You truly couldn't tell if it was day or night if you didn't see a timestamp on there. There was that much activity around. And that's why I'm confident there are people out there that have information that could help solve this investigation. We canvassed the neighborhood hard for video. We knocked on doors, we put out flyers, and we collected as much video as we could in the area. And I'm quite confident to say that we probably have the suspect in this video footage. If you recognize yourself on this video and you had nothing to do with the homicide of Harvey, please come forward and tell us so we can cross you off the list. There was also a weapon that was left at the scene that we believe is the weapon that was used to kill Harvey Zoerb. It's a T-shaped piece of metal. And so if anybody happened to see somebody with a T-shaped piece of metal, please give us a call. If you happen to be missing a T-shaped piece of metal, perhaps in your backyard, you had some scrap metal or something, and it was, you know, part of a stand or something of that nature, please give us a call and let us know. If there was 3 people involved in this attack, perhaps it was only one of these individuals that had, you know, a homicidal tendency and decided to attack Harvey. And if you were one of those people that were there and are shocked that they did this, but you're scared, I'm telling you, you can call me directly. Come forward. Call Crime Stoppers. Call the Saskatoon Police Service. That would make you a witness, not a suspect.
They know they took the life of somebody, and that person had a life and had a family and had loved ones and people that cared about him, who, you know, are now experiencing the loss of him and not having him. I don't have him there to call me at 8 o'clock in the morning anymore.